Hello, my friends. David here. I am so excited for this weekend's class. I just want to send a little video along quickly to give you a little information about breathwork and my class, how I do breathwork specifically. If you've already taken my class, you've heard this. If you're new, listen, you might get some information. And I'm going to say it again on the day anyway, but still, check it out. So basically the breathwork that I do is called conscious connected breathing, which means conscious means we're thinking about our breath. They're connected, so there's no breaks between the breath and the breathing. That's what we're doing. The technique I'm going to show you in a little bit, but it's going to be 2 breaths in and 1 breath out, all through the mouth. What? Yes, all through the mouth. In life, in yoga, everywhere else, for 23.5 hours a day, I want you to breathe through your nose. We should always be breathing through our nose. In breath work, we're trying to get a little deeper. We're trying to get to some places that we maybe don't get to normally when we're taking short breaths. And you know, if you're stressed, sometimes you go, so it's all caught up in there, so we want to release it. So we breathe through our mouths into our belly, chest, release. Belly, chest, release. And that's going to be like for 25 minutes straight. It's awesome. We're going to be lying on the floor. We're going to be breathing on the floor, and that's all you need to focus on. You let whatever come up, comes up. Things will come up. There's going to be 7 songs, basically. I'm going to coach you through them. And then after those songs, we're going to let out a big, giant yell and release all the stuff that's stuck inside us. We're going to let it go. Then there's going to be a rest song where I'll be quiet for a second if I can. And then there'll be another song where I'm going to guide you through some heart-opening, visualization, which is a very difficult word for me to say. There's going to be some moments. We're going to put our hands in the air. We're going to bring in some moments of gratitude and some future moments and other moments and bring them into our heart. And it's awesome. Changed my life, literally. We do all of the work up front for the first 7 songs, the breathing and the concentrating for the moments after. That's when you connect to your true self. That's when your brains shut off and we finally get to our hearts and to our true, authentic selves. Breathwork can be super intense. It's amazing. But we're not doing ayahuasca in the jungle. We're literally just breathing. So it's awesome. There have been 0 cases of anyone having serious trouble. Even if you were to pass out, you would just be lying on the floor. So everything's fine. And also, if it's getting super intense, you always have the opportunity to just take a couple of nose breaths. Take a couple of nose breaths. It'll calm it down. But don't do that because it's super awesome not to. Things that can happen physically. I've heard of people getting tingling. I've had tingling. You can get some dizziness. You can get some cramping. You can get hot. You can get cold. In life, I'm always hot, but when I do breath work, I get really cold. You can get something called tetany, which is also known as lobster claws, where your hands get like this and they get really tight. It's crazy. I've seen it happen. It's super funny. I mean, it's not funny, but you're not having a stroke. You're not passing out. And as I said, you're lying on the floor even if you were. 2 reasons why that happens are because you could have a calcium, magnesium, potassium deficiency, or you could be pushing the exhale. All the work should be done on the inhale. I'm going to show you that in a minute. I'll show you right now. It's belly, chest, release. It's not belly. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Emotionally, things are going to come up. Let them come up. Let them out. Don't hold them inside. That's what's making us sick. Give yourself permission to cry. It's not a requirement, but I love to cry, so let yourself cry. If I say, keep breathing, and you're having a moment, just finish your moment and then come back to the breathing. Mentally is the hardest thing for us because we don't want to lose control. And this is sort of takes you a little bit out of control in the greatest of ways. Your brain doesn't want you to do anything different. It wants to keep you safe. And if you don't do this, your brain knows so far things have been fine. So we have to get through our brains. The brain doesn't know the difference between you lying down on the floor and doing breath work and being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. It says it's putting on the stress response in the same way. And we do this to turn on the stress response to take it off for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week. For us to have breakthroughs, and you will have breakthroughs, we have to override the brain. So we override these thoughts with something called transient hyperfrontality, which is just a big word that says basically just shuts off the ego. It shuts off that voice in your head that is constantly on you and saying you're not good enough and you're not smart enough and you're not funny enough or you're not spiritual enough to lead a breathwork course. Breathwork shuts this off because it connects you to your heart and your true, authentic self. And the brain's gonna keep fighting for you. It's gonna try to fight because it's a computer and it doesn't want you. It's gonna say, you know what, we should move our arms. This is weird. I'm not feeling anything, or I'm feeling too much. We can override that. You can go deeper. You can have the breakthroughs. So this is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be one breath into the belly, 85%. One into the chest, and release. Belly, chest, release. And that's it. That's all you're gonna focus on, and let whatever come in, come in. Peel the layers of the onion away. And if you're new, you might not feel anything for the first few songs. And if you're old, you might not feel anything for the few songs. Like, sometimes things happen. It's a different experience each time. But I promise you, by the end, you will have something happen. So that's all I want to tell you. Just 6 minutes of like information to get you excited and make you feel like, you know, give you some information so that you're not totally new if you haven't heard anything before. So there'll also be some awesome singing and just a great group of people. Everyone is always so loving and caring and giving, and we're sharing each other's energy, and it's awesome. And I can't wait to see you guys. So see you then.